And there we have it. Our first little base. Ta-da! No power, no storage, but better than a kick in the teeth. At least we have our little base now. This is going to make harvesting so much easier because we're close to this forest here. We can pick up rubber. All of our fabrication and things like that are going to be much easier. G'day chaps and welcome back to Subnautica. We are just about to make our battery. Zoom. Which means that as soon as we pick up some titanium, we should be able to make our, there we go, scanner. So this is very good for picking up new blueprints, and a flashlight's the other thing we're going to need, but I'm not going to go out at night just yet. I don't think we're quite ready for that. So, let's see. I think it's still night time. So there's the moon. Look at that. That planet is absolutely stunning. Very, very cool. Seems to also be turning as well on its axis. Very, very pretty game indeed. Okay, so what do we do next? So we have our scanner. We're going to need our flashlight. And then the next thing is going to be habitat builder. Because I'm going to go and I'm going to start putting... I'm going to do it. Let me just do this quickly. I've never actually built one of these with beacons, but I kept on trying to find those vines. What are they called? Let's just go there. So you'll see what I mean. So what we need to do is we look at our ship and we look at our pod, and that's the best way to sort of orientate ourselves. Yes. So we need to kind of head in this direction, and it's these I just forget what they're called completely. Creep vines, that's it. It's these guys here that we need to build a base. Oh crap! Oh god, that scared me. Excuse me, that really scared me. Oh, we haven't got any medikits, that's not good. So that was a stalker. Okay, so we've done that already. He's down there, and you see how he's quite aggressive. And they're more aggressive at night, so he's coming back. Die, mother. Okay. So I've got a couple of hits in. If you've cut them a couple of times, they will leave you alone. That's kind of the good news. So yeah, I'm gonna go pick up a. So it's the creep vines we want to build our base next to, because that means it's easier for us to go and harvest stuff from the creep vines. I'm just gonna make sure my health's up to scratch. Let's repair ourselves quickly. There we go. I could do with picking up some salt so that we can cure some food and take it with us. But yeah, we need to be a little more careful. Okay, so let's just orientate ourselves. We've got to. So where's the ship? There's the ship. Okay, and there's the pod. So we're going to swim away from the ship, basically, and that takes us towards the creep vines. And obviously, if we have a base, then it's easier to escape from those stalkers if we do start getting too close or if we get hurt. But there are a few sort of steps that you have to go through with the base. You have to firstly build it. No, actually, first you have to craft the habitat builder. That's one thing. And then you need to actually build your base, secondly, but then you need to power it. And all of these things take resources from different areas. So I'll probably build my base somewhere around here. You see this other life pod from someone that didn't make it. Because this is right in the middle of two different areas of creepvine. So that's going to let us harvest a lot of stuff. Let's just pick these up so that partly for food and partly for water. And we'll pick up salt when we come across it. I still haven't really seen any. So I'm going to drop my beacon here, right above this pod. This is basically where I'm going to want to... so there we go. Ooh, now I'm going to run out there. Let's make sure we are hydrated. There we go. There we go, so that's our beacon, B1. What do we need next? Yes, so we're going to need our habitat builder. Can't actually remember what we need for that. So let's go back to base. Let's make sure we've got enough food. And then we'll head back to base. Let's just double check what we need for that habitat builder. And then we'll start cracking on with that. In these creepvine forests, I guess you call them, you also have blueprints. So that's what we need the scanner for. It's those blueprints that are going to allow us to... I think I'm going to go down there and get some... see what resources we have, but let's take a breath first. Let's see if we can do some mining. Find some rocks. But like I said, this is very much a relaxing game. So I'm not really going to rush my way... Oh crap. Okay. I don't know what that was, but I've not come across this before. I've never actually been down here before, but it looks pretty dangerous to me. There's lava. All right, let's not go down there. Yeah, whatever it is, it looks like it could kill us. So let's not do that. Let's see what resources we can get down here. Obviously, I can hear something coming. The deeper we get, the more dangerous it is to our oxygen supply. I guess we can pick up some of these and do some more rubber while we're here. Let's take 4 should be enough. So there really aren't any, there's nothing... Oh, stalkers. There's a stalker. So we'll stay away from him. There's another one. They're not particularly smart or aggressive. Unless you really get too close.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
And I'm just about pushing the limits of where we can, how close we can get to the big mining ship without taking radiation damage. So there is a stalker down here. Let's just let's see if there are any. I'm really going to need some copper. There's some rocks here. Here's one at least. Oh, now this thing... we're getting towards radiation here, you see. So we've started taking some damage. I'll just grab this rock. There's some copper. Now I'm going to have to head back. So we really can't go far from the pod in the direction of the ship at all until we build ourselves a radiation suit. Here's some more rock. There's titanium. This navigation beacon is actually really useful. I wish I'd made it earlier. Okay, so let's go check. Let's make sure I know what I'm doing. It's the habitat builder I want to do next, and I'm going to build a bit of a base next to those vines, and then we can start cracking on with our base proper. Start getting ourselves a bit more established. Let's just make sure we are eating. Get our water done. Okay, so let's eat, drink. Let's just do this rubber while we have it. Actually, no, let's have a look. So, habitat builder, computer chip and battery. Okay. And for battery we need silicon rubber and acid mushroom ×2. Let's have a look. I think I still have, so we've still got these. So there's our battery. Let's just double check. Excuse me if this is slightly slower and more confusing than you would expect, but as I said, I'm not an expert at this game just yet. I'm still kind of in the middle of mastering it. So, computer chip, this is what we are going to be after. Table coral sample ×2, we can do that. Silver ore, and then quartz. So quartz is easy. Silver ore we're going to have to go quite far for, and it's going to be a bit more dangerous to get there. So I'm going to make sure we've got a flashlight before we go, because if we get stuck outside, I want to make sure we have a light in case we get attacked, because the area where we get the silver from is much more dangerous. So let's just do that. So I'm going to drop titanium. These air sacs, let's turn them into water. So there we go, there's our flashlight. So I've pretty much got all the basics there. I've got a knife, flashlight, scanner and air sac, they're the main things. Let's do this water. Love that animation. One more. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to head out. It's very possible we're going to... I've left it maybe too late. And we will... so I'll drop this. Drop that rubber. Okay, so we've got loads of space. Okay. So there's our pod. There's the ship. So we kind of have to head in more or less this direction. We need to go past our... We'll head to our beacon and then we'll go past our beacon. I think that's right. And then we need to look for these kind of red plants. And around those red plants you have flat surfaces. On those flat surfaces you have something called sandstone. And it's the sandstone that you break to reveal silver or gold. So I'm just keeping my eyes open. I'm going to watch out for the stalkers. You seem to be safer if you stay up near the surface. So we're going to do that. If it's slightly jerky, by the way, that's just the game. It is an alpha, so we have to bear in mind that it may not be fully optimized yet. Just heard something that sounded rather scary. Oh, that's a big thing. No, we're not going to go there. That was, don't know what exactly that was, but it looked very dangerous. So these things on the bottom here, these boxes, these are actually blueprints. And there are quite a few of them, so I'm gonna go down and get those now. And you collect those by scanning them. I'm not going to go any further though, because I think we're going to get in more danger than we can handle if we do that. Now these blueprints that I'm looking at now, these are all... Ooh, that's a nasty looking fish, isn't it? Look at that. I'm not sure we can quite handle that, so I'm going to keep my distance. Okay, so we've unlocked... Oh shit. Oh no, it's okay. Cyclops, as I understand it, I've not got to it yet, but the Cyclops is a bigger kind of ship that we can craft later. That sounds very scary. I'll pick these up. These are probably just going to be titanium or... Ah, it's gold. So that was the kind of rock that we need to be finding. We should probably get more air before I go any lower. So there's quite a lot of rock around here. So let's take a breath and then we'll do some mining. Night's coming in. So I've probably got myself in trouble here. We'll see how it goes. I do have that flashlight. I don't know how far that's really going to get us. Titanium. Copper's going to be pretty useful, but it's really silver that we're after at the moment. So this is salt, and it's the salt that we need to cure things. So there's some salt. Let's see. That's titanium also. So that was, what was that? I think that was gold. I'm sure gold's quite hard to find, but it's ironically not what we need at the moment. Silver, there we go. That's what we're after. And again. Okay, good. Let's just grab one more bit. How's our inventory? We've got loads of space. Let's just grab one or two more. Silver, 2 silver, that's enough for me. Let's go. Let's go before we die. Okay. So this is when you really need to use your air sac, so I'm going to inflate that. We actually survived the night. Probably the first night I've ever managed to survive as far out as this. Ooh, that was close. Okay. And what else did we need? Was it rubber? Let's. I think we have rubber back at base, don't we? And then some coral. I have a terrible memory for this stuff, but I've not got used to it yet, so still very much learning. I think we could probably do with grabbing some fish, getting some food. Just keep my eyes open for anything particularly useful. Nighttime approaches. Maybe then what we just experienced wasn't nighttime, in fact, but was one of those eclipses, solar eclipses. I'm going to stay on the surface because it's safer. But as you can see, it really does get quite dark, and the animals that are out really do get quite aggressive at night, so it's time to head back to safety. I'll try and grab some food if I see any fish. As we have that single piece of salt, we can cure some fish and kind of save that. So it's the table coral. I think we need that for our next piece of crafting. I think that's right. So I do find this very much like the Long Dark in that it's relaxing for the most part. And if you do get attacked, it is it's quite exciting. So I believe each area is called a biome, and some biomes are more dangerous than others. I think that's the way it works. So each biome is essentially a different level of difficulty, really. Let's just grab this guy. These ones are much quicker. It's not working, is it? Alright. I'll leave him. Okay. Let's head home, let's cook, let's eat. Let's cure some fish. Let's see if we can craft what we need to craft now. So, first things first, let's do our food. Do our boomerang. Do 2 of these. And here we go, we can cure some fish now. So I'm going to cure that air sac, and that will be for later. So we can eat the cooked stuff now, drink what we can drink, and then this cured air sac we can save for later. Just take another 2 waters on board. Now let's see what we need for, here we go, habitat builder. So computer chip and battery, right? So for computer chip we need, oh, so we got table coral sample times 2, silver ore, and then we just need quartz. So let's see if we have any here. We've got 1. Let's try that again. There we go. Computer chip. And habitat builder, so we just need that battery now. Oh, we used it. Bugger. Alright, so we need to make another battery. So we have copper ore, we just need a couple of acid mushrooms. That's dead easy. They are everywhere. Excuse me. So we just grab a couple of these. There we go. Once we have our habitat builder, we can build our first piece of base. Very exciting. So there's our battery. So there we go, habitat builder. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, so we're getting the basics covered now. Let's leave our golden stuff here. So we'll take a bit of food. I'm gonna bring glass. Or we might need more glass actually. Let's just check. So you bring up your habitat builder like this, and then if you right click, you can see all the things you can build. Okay, so multi-purpose room, that's the basic building block, and that takes 6. You've got a foundation that takes 4 titanium. And you have a hatch that takes 2 titanium and glass. So we have pretty much everything. We just need an absolute ton of titanium, which we seem to have. So let's leave our silver and everything else here. So let's go. It's now daylight again. Let's just make sure we're heading in the right direction. There's our ship, there's our pod. So let's head towards our beacon. So we're going to put down our foundation first. I think that's the way you have to do it. And then we're going to put our basic room on top of it. And then you need to put a hatch on, and that's it. That's the most fundamental, the most basic form of base you can have. And that means that you can dive down there, you're safe inside if you want to save your game. It also means that you can put lockers in there, you can put a fabricator in there if you want to have a sort of localized way of building things. Okay, so there's our beacon. I'm going to pick this guy up. So I want to put my base right in the middle of these two vine forests. This is kind of one forest that's just enormous, isn't it? So let's just see where we are in relation to the ship. Okay. There's the ship, there's the pod. So, and I also want to make sure we have space to expand. So yeah, I guess we stick it right about here. It's a pretty good spot. Let's see if we can do this. So foundation first. And it always looks like the game is kind of crashing. There we go. So let's dive down a little bit. So I don't understand how flat it needs to be or anything like that. I'm kind of new to this, but let's just assume that we need a reasonably flat area. So let's put it here. This seems as flat as we can kind of get. And I'm sure more experienced players will correct me in this, but seems to be alright for me. So there we go. Boom. There's our base, and then multi-purpose room. I'm going to build this. I'll build this kind of right on the edge there. Just like that. And then we just need to put a hatch on it. And I'll put this hatch at the front like that, which probably we're going to need to take a breath. Let's make sure we don't die. It's very good looking. Okay. So where should we put our entrance? I'll put it at the front, heading out into the forest here, because we might want to expand. We could build our base all the way down the side there, I hope, if we need to. So let's put our hatch at the front, just like that. There we go. And then we have it.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Our first little base. Ta-da! No power, no storage, but better than a kick in the teeth. At least we have our little base now. This is going to make harvesting so much easier, because we're close to this forest here. We can pick up rubber. All of our fabrication and things like that are going to be much easier. However, without power, this thing's pretty useless. So I'm going to have to go and search out. Oh, I can hear something. Okay, we're safe. Without power, we can't do any fabrication here. It's really just a base for collecting stuff. But we can build this wall locker. So what we can do is collect some quartz. We can put a couple of wall lockers in here. Build a fabricator too, and a medical kit fabricator is going to be very useful also. So this is going to be our kind of very basic base, and I'm going to leave it as simple as that. I'm not going to expand it this stage. So leave that with me. I'm going to build those things. I'm going to build the locker and whatnot. And then join me in the next one, where we go and get the resources to put power on that thing, which is a fair bit more dangerous. So, here we go. I hope you're enjoying this little Let's Play. I certainly am. Fantastic game. Really enjoying it. As always, if you appreciate what I do and you're interested in helping me out, helping this channel out, do consider supporting me on Patreon. If not, that's cool also. And I will see you in the next one for a bit more of this lovely underground goodness. Ciao for now.